Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. Believe it or not, it's a new month, a new day, hopefully a new attitude, whatever the case is. But I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my sister for giving me this wonderful charm with the number seven. It's interesting. She's a seven. I'm a seven. She has 7 letters in her first name. Between her first and last name is 16 letters, which is seven. I never told her that, but I think I will when I see her next time. But anyway, um, thank you. It is May 1st. Believe it or not, this year is going so fast. 5 months into the year. Before I do, I need to say thank you to this young lady here, Monica Bay of Mystic University, that had me on. We had quite a few people in the house. It was very, very nice. I really enjoyed myself, but then again, I love doing this. Okay, so for me, it was a lot of fun. But for those of you who may have missed it, you can see the video, or even register still by going to uh, sign up at mysticuniversity.net/courses. I think for those of you who signed up, you can actually see the course or review the course or whatever the case is. I haven't even seen it myself yet. I was on a new platform that was new to me, so I couldn't even see myself interacting, but I could see the number of people that was on there. So I thank all of them very much, and I hope they enjoyed it as much as I did. And so before I go on, let me say that today's show is brought to you by Nicholas Brooklyn. They're serving 54 years in business, and they have a most fantastic store at 1396 Fulton Street in Brooklyn, New York City. All right, and also I also want to thank my continuing sponsor, Manifest on Purpose, with Miss Kimberly. She is really doing a good job, and I thank her very, very much for sponsoring. King Simon is coming on with some events. He's gonna be sponsoring something very shortly, and also Jazz Aphrodite. She's having a cardology class just coming up on the 18th of this month. So these are my sponsors for today, and I thank all of them. So before I get started, let's do the cosmic forecast. It's Wednesday. I got that right. May 1st, 2024. The sun is in Taurus. The moon is still in Aquarius until late tomorrow evening, I do believe. It's a 4 universal month. It's a 5 universal week, 5 universal days. So if your sun, moon, or ascendant is in the sign of Virgo, Leo, Gemini first, Virgo or Leo, or you're born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd, this should be a promising day for you. Okay, today I'm going to finish up from Monday. I was talking about a book by Mystic Michelle called Angel Numbers. And people do see angel numbers, but I'm telling people, or I'm telling my viewers anyway, that you and I and everyone walking this planet have angel numbers. But do you know you have guardian angel numbers too? Now, what does that mean? Well, first, let's see what the angel numbers. The angel numbers is supposed to be symbolic of things we see. A person texted in and said they saw 333. I mentioned I saw Wednesday 1204, and today, believe it or not, I looked up and glanced at the watch and it said 1204. So I think there's a subconscious connection, obviously. But then, as I said, every single one of you have guardian angel, or angels, I should say, angel numbers. Those angel numbers come, from my opinion, from your day of birth. What does that mean? Angel numbers are supposed to be protected. Guardian numbers even more so, but to me, there's a distinction. The angel numbers are those numbers that guide you, so you're in the right place at the right time. The guardian angels are those periods in the days, the dates, the months, the years that tell you to act with a bit of caution. So if you notice, about 99% of the time when I'm doing somebody's birthday, I always give them their important numbers. What I rarely give them are their guardian numbers, guardian angel numbers. That is the numbers that tell you what days you need to be cautious, under what dates you need to be cautious, under what months you need to be cautious. So I figure I would bring something kind of new or refreshing. But to find out your guardian number, all you got to do is pick up a copy of my book, Numbers in You. Let me see, right here on page 251. Everybody's birthday from January the 1st to December the 31st is in there, and it will tell you your key numbers, your key days, your key months. But only when I put out my numerology app, a Star 8 app, that I then began to include your guardian angel numbers. So what does that mean? Just as you have numbers that are friendly to you, you have numbers that are just the reverse to you as well. And so, for example, today is the 1st, right? So the numbers today would be the 1, 4, and 9. Those would be the angel numbers. The guardian angel numbers would be the 6 and the 8. Well, straight, what does that mean? That means if you're going on a Thursday, a Friday or Saturday, because each of these numbers rule that. 6 rules Friday, 8 rules Saturday. So it's not that you can't do things or be productive, but it's likely to be a way that on those days you need to be a little bit more cautious. You shouldn't throw all your eggs in one basket. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. So it's very, very important. And the reason why I've never focused on that, I don't know whether it's human nature or how people are programmed, but we kind of want to, okay, which is why I never discuss it. Oh, these are my bad numbers. And then it's almost like we're looking for them. And I was always taught you find what you look for. So I normally don't get into that, but I want to give everybody who is there their angel numbers and then their guardian angel numbers, which means from my perspective, and just as these people have their interpretations, what their angel numbers are, because I have several books on the subject, one set of numbers mean a different set. I mean, they're the same set of numbers, but to the different authors, they may have different meanings. Some are kind of similar in the ballpark, but for the most part, they put their nuance in it. So I figure I get into the act too. So all of you got an angel number. That is determined from the month, the day, and year you're born. What do I mean that? By knowing your numbers, you know how to pick your days, pick your dates, pick your months, know your years. It's like picking your battle. When that's why sometimes it's time to go out there and you got things moving in your favor, and that's when you do what you got to do. And then there's sometimes the wind is against you, the tide is against you. And we all know if you try to swim against the tide, that's almost a losing battle. So I decided to call it guardian numbers, or guardian angel numbers, I should say. I know that sounds strange, but here's what I'm saying by guardian. Think about it. Guardian is the word to guard you, but you got an angel to tell you got to be careful or watch your back if you listen to this guardian angel, if that makes sense. I know y'all saying I'm getting carried away, but I'm telling you, there's more rhyme and reason to this than you can imagine. All right. Because just as every one of you got numbers where the sun comes out, where the sun is shining, you have numbers in the reverse to bring those cloudy, rainy, or stormy days in your life, those periods in your life. This is why we have ups and downs. This is why the sun don't come out every day. So I figured I would do something a little different. And I'm not going to put a lot of emphasis on the kind of guardian angel numbers, which are the numbers that will challenge you, the days and the dates that will challenge you, and the months that will challenge you. But if you look at some of the events, and I've done this from reading countless clients from decades of doing this, and I'm just putting it in a way where it makes sense to that person so they can know, okay, these are the numbers that work for me. These are the numbers that may work against me if I'm not exercising my guardian angel protection. So it's just that simple. And for those of you who got comments, and by the way, I was saying there was research I've done that I've noticed that whatever the license plate is, I don't need the letters. Please don't need the letters, because I don't need nobody checking your license plate. It ain't that kind of party. It's just for research. I just need the set of numbers. I gave one set last week on Monday, where the number was 1345. Well, that has a 13 or 4. So it tells me that the party who either owns that car or drive that car the most, see, that's what's important, who either owns it or drive it the most, will either be an Aquarius, because each number rules a sign, followed by Leo, or they're either born on the 1st or the 4th, the 13th, or the 10th or the 13th, the 19th, 22nd, 28th, or 31st of the month. So with that in mind, it just so happens that the owner of this car happens to be a Leo, and they happen to be born on the 22nd as well. Of course, it's not 100%, but I found on a scale of about 1 to 10, it's always hovering around 70 or 80% of the time. All right. So what I want to do is I want to go back because there was a birthday I saw at the very, very beginning. And I want to acknowledge T Love. How you doing, my brother? He jumped in at 6:32, so he wasn't playing. And so I'll illustrate. His angel numbers are the 3, 9, and 6. What does that mean? That anytime he wants the angel at his back, the angel in his corner, he should pick Thursday, Tuesday, Friday in that order for the angels to be on his side. In addition to that, if I had to look at the dates that would be best for this angel to guide him, it would always be on a date such as the 3rd, the 6th, the 9th, the 12th, the 15th, the 18th, the 21st, 24th, 27th, or 30th of the month. Or his best months would be March, April, May, October, November, and December. However, if I says your guardian angels, now the guardian angels mean now these are the days and dates and months and years that if you're not careful, I'm going to have to guard you a little bit. I'm going to have to protect you and watch your back. And those numbers, in his case, the guardian angel numbers will be the 5, 1st, and the 4. So what does that mean? That means his cautionary or guardian angel days would therefore be on a Wednesday and a Sunday. And it also means during the months of February, June, August, and September. Now, if I was to ask the question, I would say, well, when did you maybe lose a job, had a breakup, a friend transition, or whatever? 9 times out of 10, those parts of the year where the guardian angel rules his numbers is where these events are likely to occur. A breakup, a setback, a car accident, a loss of job, or whatever the case is. Don't forget, we have highs and lows. And so that's why it says, okay, and I used to say lucky and unlucky numbers. But since somebody mentioned about what about angel numbers, I says, well, everybody got an angel number, which is your birthday. Once you know your key numbers, those are the numbers that guide you. Those are the angel numbers that protect you, to pick your days, to pick your dates and months, and therefore your battles. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing. And by the way, you happen to be in a 4 personal year, which is one of those guardian angel cycles. So that means just be more cautionary. Don't be kind of all risky and stuff, because the cycle that you're in says this is a time for you to be structured and organized and have more of a game plan than just going out there on a whim and stuff like that. All right. So this person came in also next, Jennifer Deezer. I hope I'm saying it correctly. And they are born 10/11, and it's 3:33 on the clock. Now, that tells me quite a few things, because in my book on numerology and thought reading, which is a chapter in the Numbers in Your Book, I was saying that the numbers represent subconsciously certain things that might be on that mind, consciously or subconsciously, or the people that are likely to be involved in their life. So, for example, when I'm looking at 333, first of all, that means something dealing with their creativity, something dealing with their ambition, something dealing with their drive or inner desire to succeed at what they may be dealing with. Secondly, it also means that since it adds up to a 9, 3 times 3 is 9, it tells me that subconsciously there may be in the back of your mind thinking about ending or terminating something. Consciously is about maybe trying to fulfill a dream. Astrologically, it means an Aries or Scorpio could be in the mix numerically, or anyone born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month. Now, I'm just kind of summarizing it, but it's and the fact that all the 3 numbers are 333. They're not made of variables 337, 321. These also, it tells me there's a consistency from the root number of the first one, which is 3, the middle number, and the last one, which is a cap number. So this would be, to me, a difference. But her angel numbers, according to her birthday, born on October the 11th, are the 2, 7, and 6. What does that mean? Her angel days are always on a Monday, followed by a Friday, and all months such as March and May and October and July especially. It also tells me, if I says, well, if she asks me, well, what are my guardian angels, the angels that got my back, where I need to be careful? Those numbers are the 9 and the 8, which means her cautionary days or guardian angel days are always on a Tuesday and a Saturday. And it also means that her guardian angel months would always be challenging somewhere around late December into January, late March into April, late October into the month of November. And if she looks at when something may have happened or been challenging or stressful, there's a greater than average chance they're likely to occur. This is my experience from doing so many people that I've been blessed to do. And what I rarely do is put the emphasis on the negative. For example, people ask me, do you know how long I'm going to live? Even if I knew, I'd shut my mouth. I stay in my lane, because my attitude is God's going to say, oh, you trying to get on this too? Well, I'll probably be zapped the next day. So no, even if I didn't know, no, I wouldn't. But I will put it to you. There are your cautionary days, your cautionary dates, your cautionary months, your cautionary ages, and even your cautionary years. Once you know how to do this, in my book that I published in 87, then republished in 97, I always had these numbers from January the 1st to December the 31st. Only last year, when I put out my a Star 8 mobile app for your phone, did I then include the cautionary or guardian angel numbers. And so your angel numbers are in green, your guardian angel numbers are in red. So green is go and red means slow or no. So it all depends. So in this case, this particular year, you happen to be in an 11 personal year, born on the 11th day. So this is a very transitional year for you, a year to be in lockstep with the things you're doing, a thing to begin to have a vision about what you want to do up the road. And the fact that we're now in May tells me this is a time to go within, to do some researching and take a real serious look at why you've been doing the things you've been doing, why you've been dealing with so and so. What does all that mean? And if you've been wanting to get away from the noise, the drama, the confusion, the trauma, and all that other stuff, that makes all the sense. But next month, June, is your money month. Okay. So anyway, that's it. So let's see. And Melanated Brown, always thank Melanated Brown very much for that. And of course, my moderator, Empress Rel, and also thank everybody. Let me see something here. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is a person that has the app. This is Neo Yorquin, Neo Yorquina 4. I hope I'm saying it right. In question, in the Star 8 app, favorable numbers are green. That's correct. Neutral numbers, there are no colors at all. That means it's a day that kind of like you kind of like can decide how the day goes. A lot of it has to do with the attitude or the circumstances or what you're doing. If it's something very serious, preferably you should do it on your green star days or when you got the angel at your back. Okay, the angel numbers where you're in the right place at the right time. Okay, because we've all seen or heard of instances where that person or individual or situation where they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's the guardian angel numbers. Okay. And what determines a 1 or 2 or 3 red star day for anyone? I put it in 3 stars. 1 star is always the date. The date of the month is always more powerful than the day. The date is always more powerful than the month. So today is Wednesday. Although the date is the 1st, that is the most powerful of the day. So although Wednesday's a neutral day, but it is strongest. So it's always the date first, followed by the day, followed by the month in that order. All right. So there's coming up on Monday, the 20th. Well, first of all, the date is a 2. 2 rules Monday, and it's very friendly to the month of May. So for anybody born on a 2nd or 11th or the 20th or the 29th, they are likely to do very, very well because everything is aligned. The number's falling on its day, the day is falling in its month. And especially if that person's numbers is like 11 or 20 or age 29 or age 38 or age 47 or age 56 or 65 or 74, things of that nature. Because don't forget, your age is just as important as these numbers that follow you. This is why some people can say, in that age, I did very, very well. And in another age, I didn't do so well at all. But that's it. Thanks for asking that question. And in fact, I've got to work on some instructions on how that work. I'm working on that. Okay, let's see what we got here. And hello to brother Stephen. And also I want to thank Stephen Williams and Carolyn. They always give me support even way before the show starts. And it's see, I just spoke the brother's name. There he is right there. Yeah, and please hit that like button if y'all don't mind. Okay. Let's see. This is Nasha Jones. She is born on uh, September the 10th. All right. Now, what happens is her angel numbers to me would always be the 1, the 4, and the 9. Excuse me, the 1, 4, and 5. What does that mean? That means if she's got to make any decisions where she needs all the sources and the forces of the heavens in her favor, the angels, call it what you will, she should always pick a Sunday, followed by a Tuesday, followed by a Wednesday to do so. It's just that simple. This is why we'll have, and because we're not trained or taught and we don't pay attention, we say, man, that was an incredible day. Everything went like clockwork, click, 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 click. Those are angel numbers or angel conditions. And then there's days where they said, if anything could go wrong, it was on that day. Those are the guardian angels. And maybe, and sometimes they are protective. Okay. So in this case, your guardian angels, those angels that will protect you from certain numbers, which is the 6, the 8, and the 6, 8, and 3. Those are your stress numbers. So if you had my Star 8 app, you see in green, your numbers would be the 1, 4, and 5. And in red, it would be the 6, followed by the 8, followed by the 3. So on the cautionary side, where the guardian angel side, as I call it, those protective angels during those moments, it tells me therefore Friday, Saturday, Thursdays would be your challenging days. So if you've ever had a question like, I never seem to have great weekends. What's up with that? I'm supposed, it's the weekend. I'm supposed to be having a good, and it's not that you may not, because the date, for example, it may be the weekend, but it's on the 10th, which is your date. Because don't forget, the date of any calendar month always overpowers the day in and of itself, and the day always overpowers the month. It took me years to figure this out. Years where it had to make sense. Because don't forget, I'm born in New York City. People don't play. Okay. You can talk smack all day long, but that don't mean nothing. They're going to see how does that work and test it. And I've done this enough to speak with the kind of confidence and experience I know when I'm saying this. This is not light stuff for me. I mean, I live and breathe this stuff, and this is how I help people help themselves. So, and therefore, on the other side of the equation, your guardian angels or guardian angel numbers, I should say, would be again the numbers 6, 8, and 3, which means your guardian angel days should be more cautious. Is again that Friday, that Saturday, and that Thursday, and all months that relate to it, such as the months of January and March and May, October and December. So if there's been any pitfalls in your life, any setbacks, any loss of an object or relation or something of that nature, almost always those will be the months that will bring forth the guardian angels. Those are your challenging times of the year. Again, the sun don't come out every day. And when you understand that, we all have highs and lows. And once you do, you're able to deal with it. But I tell you this, Nasha, you don't take orders well. I can tell you that. You got 3 nines in your name and 2 1s in your birthday, I should say. So out of 2, 4, 6, 7 numbers in your birthday of September the 10th. September the 10th, 1989. You got 3 nines, 2 1s. So that tells me you would be a very forceful personality. And it's not your fault. God has given us all gifts. And if you understand the nature of the numbers that I was explaining on my Mystic University presentation last night, you'll understand. And there will be no need to feel uncomfortable. And then what you do is you work with it. This is how you're doing it. Okay, so Empress Rel said there was 111 in the chat. So whoever this is, okay, what this means is that that this person, and I'm looking at the fact that they're all ones. One is a number that normally symbolically represents people who want to be independent, self-reliant, very direct, go and step out on faith or do those things. And 3 is more career oriented the 1 is more career oriented than domestic oriented. The fact that it was repeated 3 times means there's some desire in some way to do things on your own, not depend on anybody. And if you are in a codependent relationship, maybe subconsciously it's telling you it's not going to continue much longer, and that eventually you're going to have to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. But because those 3 1s add up to a 3, which is governed by Jupiter, which means Sagittarians could be in the mix, or the person, in fact, who came up with these numbers could have been a Sagittarius or a Pisces, all born numerically on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month, or there could be a person in question under those respective signs and birthdays that I talked about. So that's how you do it. I mean, everybody's got their way, but I like the way mine works. Okay. And the reason why I've tested this. The one thing about me and the way I was raised, I was always taught to own up if you make an error, own up to your mistakes. And I normally don't tell people something to not be sincere or direct. That's very important. This person here, thanks, James Johnson. They made a donation. Look at all the J's. James Jeffrey Johnson. He's got sevens. He's got eights. He's tells me very mature, very independent. But first of all, he's a fire sign with a fire number. What are his angel numbers? His angel numbers are the 1, 4, and 3. What are his angel days? That means anytime he needs to do something significant, whether it's setting up an interview, going to apply for something, dealing with something of consequence, it should always be done on a Sunday and a Thursday, followed by a Tuesday. So it's STT, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, but Thursday is in front of Tuesday though. So on the other hand, and it also tells me that his best months to carry out these plans are always in February, March, April, August, and December. That's exactly right. February, March, April, August, and December. But from the guardian angel, the ones that kind of guide him, it will tell me that his stress numbers will always be the 6, 8, and 5. And therefore, Friday, Saturday, Wednesday, in that order would be his more cautionary days. Unless, and what will offset those cautionary days, unless one of the dates happen to be the 1st, the 3rd, the 4th, the 10th, the 3rd, 12th, the 13th. You see what I'm saying? So the date will overpower, because somebody will say, well, Lloyd said this is supposed to be my stress day, but I'm doing pretty good. That's because one of your date numbers happen to overpower that stress day that you're on. I don't mean to confuse you, but it took me a long time to figure this out, which is why I can tell a person, and vice versa. He'll say, well, Lloyd says Sunday's my day, man, but it ain't happening, because maybe it's Sunday the 6th that will overrule that day. Sunday the 8th that would overrule that day. Sunday the 5th that would overrule that day. This is how this works. But when you get everything aligned up, so if it's Sunday the 10th in the month of February or August, that would make perfect sense, because everything is in alignment, thus those triple green star days. That's how it works. Okay. So James, thank you very much for the donation. You happen to be in a 3 personal year, which is a year to expand, to grow, to enhance yourself, to make some. In fact, it tells me that in May, this month, you're in a money making month. And especially in the week of the 8th through the 14th, which is the same time next week. In fact, a week from today, starting that week, you will be my new best friend. Starting that week, there's going to be some interesting developments. It's going to move you in a way that's going to affect you financially. But I thank you very, very much for that too. Let me go back and see. Okay. This is another question from Co-Colors. They have a question. How do you adjust a business meeting if it falls on a stress day? If it falls on a stress day, just act accordingly. In other words, you go into that meeting, you're going to do the best you can, but don't expect miracles. Don't expect to be walking on water. Triple green star days, that might be true. But but it all depends. If it falls on a stress day, the key is, what date is it falling on? Is it falling on the one of your dates that would kind of nullify or minimize the influence of that stress day? This is why I'm saying you can have to say, this is my best day, but it's really not working well. That's because the date happened to overshadow the day. That's how I got the order that somebody cleverly asked me earlier in this conversation. How was I able to determine the days? And it took me a while to figure out that the day overrules the date of any month, overrules the day. The day overrules the month. And the day also overrules the week. But that was another concept I came up with. Now I'll explain that too. So that is how you do it. So it might appear to be a stress day, but the date is matching one of your numbers, then you can rest assured it's not going to be as bad, and you're still likely to accomplish your objective. Okay. Excellent question. Excellent question. Uh, Jennifer, thank you so much for the donation. Much appreciated. Okay. This person, Red Tail 11, 7 to 1980, expression number 11. Thank you, Brother Lloyd. Okay. Thank you. First of all, it's interesting because 11 adds up to a 2. 2 rules a sign of Cancer, which it is, and that person happens to be born on the second day of the month. What are their angel numbers? Their angel numbers are the 2, 7, and 6. If they have my Star 8 app, that's exactly the order they'll see it. Okay. That means their best days out of all 7 in the week would always be on a Monday 1st and a Friday 2nd. It also means all dates that add up to the 2nd, the 6th, or the 7th, the 11th, the 15th, the 16th, the 20th, 24th, 25th, or 29th of the month, because all those days keep adding up to the single digit of either a 2 or a 6 or a 7. And it simply means their best months will always be in the months of March and May, July, and October primarily, and 5 days before you hit it. And I have to remind people, because Cancer just don't start in July. Cancer starts around late June, going into July. So I'll say the months to this person. Well, March, May, July, and October, your months. And then I'll say that means late February into March, late April into May, late June into July, and late September into October. But on the reverse, those guardian angel numbers that tell you when to protect yourself and do it in a cautionary way will always be the 9 and the 8. What does that mean? The cautionary days are always on a Tuesday or a Saturday. For example, let's say I was kind of one of those evil numerologists and stuff like that, and she's got a real important appointment, or Red Tail got a real important appointment, and I'll say, you need to go on a Tuesday, which is technically their worst day. No, so then you're not doing right. So Tuesdays and Saturdays are more your cautionary days, unless it is Tuesday the 2nd, Tuesday the 6th, Tuesday the 7th. In other words, where the date overpowers that stress day. This is how you do this. This is why I'm going to teach that certification course for those that want to master the art and develop a career of doing this to help humanity. This is exactly what this is about. All of us have angel numbers from your birthday, and we have guardian angel numbers that tell you when to be cautionary if you're paying attention. But a lot of times it's just another day. It's a stress day. There's stress, whatever. I get it. There's a lot of pressure, food, rent, mortgage, bills, this, that, and the other, kids. It's just a whole myriad of things. But if you can be focused and know this information, it can make your life much easier, especially by being in the right place at the right time. So therefore, your cautionary or guardian angel months will always be somewhere around January and April and November, which means late December into January, late March into April, and late October into November. And if I were to ask her some of the negative sides, a loss of a friend or relative, a setback, a breakup, a divorce, or illness or surgery, more than likely those will occur around those times where the guardian angel is trying to look out for them. That's all I'm saying. But don't take my word for it. Don't. You really don't have to do that. But this is what I do. This is what I do. And I'm just saying in that sense, so you can be aware of it too. But what we do is I'll say, and only because my background's in radio, which is like doing everything in an entertainment way, so I don't scare people, or you know what I'm saying, it's where they make the sign of the cross and whatnot, like they're going to not make it upstairs and whatnot. And so I made it kind of entertaining. So I would always say your lucky numbers are, but your numbers are your angel numbers. In this case, for Janice, it's the 6, 3, and 9. What does that mean? Because that means these angel numbers have angel days assigned to them. Thus, the angel number of 6 is assigned to Friday. The angel number 3 is assigned to Thursday. And the angel number of 9 is assigned to Tuesday. Therefore, these are the days to schedule your appointments. Take your test for an interview. Fight your traffic ticket before the judge. Enter the hospital for a procedure. Things of that nature. Now, hanging out, going to a movie, bowling, all that stuff. I ain't talking about that, but I'm talking about especially in the angel numbers where there are consequences to your decisions that affects your livelihood, your welfare, your career, your family. You want to know how to be in the right place at the right time. And so that's what those angel numbers are about for me. As for the guardian angel numbers, that tells me that of all the numbers, the 4 and the 5 are more challenging to you than any other number, which means your guardian angel days would therefore be on a Sunday, first, and a Wednesday, second. And therefore, these are more your cautionary days, unless it's a Sunday the 6th, Sunday the 3rd, Sunday the 9th, where one of your dates overpowers that stress day, and vice versa. And some of you going to get this. Some of you may not. It sounds confusing, but if so, replay this. Go back and view this once it comes on YouTube right after this, okay? And look at it. You'll begin to understand why Lloyd said, this is my day, but it's not. And then said somebody who do the reverse. Lloyd said, this is supposed to be my worst day, but right now it's slamming. Yeah, because one of your best dates overshadowed that stress day. And this is the principle of how it works. And by the way, you always have a good sound sense of judgment. You were born at 12:59 p.m., which means your sun is in the ninth house. That's exactly what. No, excuse me. Your sun is your sun is in the ninth house, the house of Sagittarius and the house of long distance relationship. Plus, it's interesting because that's the house of Sagittarius. And then if you look at your sign, you're a Sagittarius yourself. So therefore, Janice, if you attract foreigners, foreign countries, or go to foreign places and whatnot, I'd say that makes a lot of sense to me. But anyway, that's it. So thank you. Let me see. This is Jay McDonald. Okay. They are April the 10th. All right. What are their angel numbers? Their angel numbers in the following order are the 1, 4, and 9, which means these numbers assign days in the week that are more angelic to them, so to speak. Okay. And that means, therefore, Sunday and Tuesdays out of all 7 days assigned in the week are their best days where the angel is at their back. Okay, that's the point. But if I ask, well, what numbers or what's the guardian angels, those numbers that tell you to be more cautious and do things with a cautionary attitude and approach, will always be the numbers of the 6 and the 8, and in a minor way, the 2. So that means those cautionary days or guardian angel days would be on a Friday, a Saturday, and a Monday. And that's it. And her best months would always be in February, April, August, and November, where on the other side of that equation, her challenging months would be somewhere around January, May, July, and October. If there's any setbacks, delays, divorce, separations, loss of friends, or whatever the case is, normally they will take place around there. I'm telling you, the Most High knew exactly what he was doing when he brought us here on this planet. But we seem so distracted looking in everybody else's backyard. We don't understand the energy in those angel numbers and guardian angel numbers, as I now refer to them. So you better understand this, what's going on. But I think we look at the angel numbers in a more entertaining way, because that's how they got everything now. Everything is about entertainment. But life is deadly serious. You can have fun, but it's still about taking more aware approach. It's a situational awareness. And, not so much entertainment that you forget that, okay, there's things that are guiding you. Okay, this is Quell 777. Thanks for the donation. Just the number they give me is a 21-3. So they could be, okay, here it is right here. Thanks for the donation, Quell 777. And they are born, and it's interesting because they got 3 sevens in the birthday. 7th month on the 17th day in the year of 87. All right. They're born at 1:12 a.m. So that means they're in the 3rd house. You're in the house of Gemini, which is brothers and sisters. Okay. Things of that nature. But anyway, one day I'll show you how I figured this out. I had a student that told me something, gave me a clue that changed the whole way of how I'm able to tell what house the sun is likely to be in to a very, very high degree. Okay. They said their ascendant is in Taurus. Okay. So what are their angel numbers? Being a Gemini 8 person, their numbers are the 8, 2, and 7. What does that mean? Their best angelic days are always on a Saturday, followed by a Friday, followed by a Monday, in that order. But if I look at the guardian angel side of the equation and look what number is challenging, it would be the 4 and the 5. Those would be the guardian angel numbers that would Say these are the days you need to watch your back. These are the days you don't need to overextend yourself. And these are the days you don't need to put yourself at risk. So if I interpret that, that means therefore that Sunday, which rules the 4, Wednesday, that rules the 5, and in a minor way, Tuesday, that rules the 9, because technically it is a 4, 4, 5, and 9. Those would be the challenging or guardian angel numbers. And what it would tell me is simply this, that anytime you must do something, those days I mentioned, which is Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday, it means it extended in the months, which would mean January, April, um, January, February, April, August, and November would be more their cautionary months. So if they had a setback, a divorce, termination of a job, or whatever the case is, more than likely these will be the months. Don't forget, the Creator made it where we all have highs and lows in our life. It's just how we deal with it. And once you understand this, let me tell you, I don't care all the features I have on my app. For me, the calendar, because for decades, all this is all I would do with business clients. They would come and see me just to make their calendars up for a year, so they know when to make the business decision. They know when to kind of chill and lay back. But don't forget, she may say, or this person may say, well, Lloyd said Sunday is one of my guardian angel or stress days. That is true. But she says it's great because maybe it is uh, Sunday the 2nd, Sunday the 7th, Sunday the 8th. In other words, one of her key numbers, because don't forget, the date of any month will always overrule that day. And if you can keep that in mind, you won't get all up, bent out of shape. Well, this is supposed to be my day, but it's not working. Find out what the date was that fell on one of your days, and vice versa. Where you'll say, well, Lloyd said Tuesday's one of my stress days, but I ain't doing bad today at all. But perhaps one of your best dates fell on that stress day. And I repeat this for those, so hopefully you'll get where I'm coming from with this. This is why I can read people all kind of ways, and I'm never bored. And I've read everybody from January the 1st to the end of the year, no question, for decades. But there are always variables that take place. And so these are the things I want to understand. All right. And you're more than welcome. You've always been very serious minded, a little understood. But those 777s, I suspect, can't prove it, that it comes from the fact you're born on the 17th month, on a date that ends in a 7, and in a year that ends in a 7. Maybe I'm reaching for straws. That's what somebody would probably say. But anyway. I gotta say to one of my favorite ladies, Sister Maya, thank you very much. She is September the 13th. Now, what are her angel numbers? Her angel numbers are the 4, the 1, and the 5 in that order. So what are her angel days? Well, all the days that are associated with it. So in my book, Numbers in You, on page 251, all of this information is given. All righty. And so if she was to ask me, well, what are my guardian angels, the numbers I need to be more cautious, or those guardian angels with my back and say on this day and this date and this month, you got to be a little careful. I would say that would be the 6, 8, and 3. So what does that mean? Well, in this case, 6 rules Friday, which would be a guardian angel cautionary day. And then 8 rules Saturday. That would be a more guardian angel cautionary day. And Wednesday, that's exactly what that would be. Excuse me about that. And so what it simply means is that therefore, once I know these numbers, it tells me that the months of January, followed by May and June. No, excuse me. I should say March. I made a mistake. It's the 8, the 6, the 8, and the 3, not the 5, because 5 is one of her numbers. So that tells me, again, that January, February, March, followed by June. No, I got so much in my head. And notice all this, I'm not using no pen or paper, all this in my head. So let me slow down and do this right for Sister Maya. Her stress or guardian angel challenging numbers are the 6, the 8, and the 3. Got that right. That means that those guardian angel months will be the months of March, January, March, May, August, and December. Okay, got that right. I got that right. You got to understand, I got all this in my head. This is why I want to put this into an app form so you can have it and so you can take advantage of when to do things. And again, she may say, well, Friday is a stress day, but it could have been Friday the 13th, Friday the 4th, Friday the 5th, Friday the 19th. In other words, one of her date numbers of the 1, 4, and 5 is overpowering that particular day of stress. And in the reverse, where Sundays are is her best day, and she says this Sunday is not working out at all. That's because the date could have been a 6 or an 8 or a 3. So once you understand that, you'll be able to look at your calendar, and you don't have to get my app. All you got to do is get your calendar and make note. And if you pick up my book on page 251, that'll help you, and just get your calendar and just mark all your best days in green, all your stress days in red. And I've had clients that come back, some women decorated it. I mean, did all out, man, with markers and made it so attractive. But all of these ideas that people came back to me led to the concept of developing the app. Where I could get it to a wider market other than just business persons, because that's exclusively what I was doing with this calendar. Thank you, Sister Maya. I really appreciate that. And I say to my good buddies, Stephen and Cal Williams in Chicago, I thank them very, very much. I thank all of you, really. All of you are very, very nice. I really appreciate that. Okay, now here we have Miss Rodriguez, and they are a Virgo 5 person. What are their angel numbers? The 5, 6, and 9. What are their guardian angel? Well, let me put the angel number days, which would be always on a Wednesday 1st, a Friday 2nd, and a Tuesday. Notice the calendar may say Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Her calendar says Wednesday's always first. I don't care what y'all say. It may be somebody else's another day, but for her, Wednesday is her best day, then Friday next, then Tuesday in that order. But if I look on the other side of that equation, those guardian angel days that caution her to be very careful and mindful of things, it would also be the number 8 and 3, which means Saturday and Thursdays would be a little bit more challenging or problematic to her than need to be, unless it is a Thursday the 5th, Thursday the 6th, Thursday the 9th, where her good date number overpowers that stress day, and vice versa. She could say, well, Lloyd says Saturday is one of my days, but I'm doing very well. Maybe because it's Saturday the 5th, Saturday the 6th, Saturday the 9th. And so this is how you do it. And this is how I came up with how to figure out how to do that calendar, how to do your single green star day, double green star day, single green star day, triple, as well as single, double, or triple red star days. Because the more everything is aligned. So for example, give you an example in this case, not to just pick on you, Miss Rodriguez, but let's say it's Saturday. Well, that's a stress day, but it happens to be the 8th. That's a stress number. So we have the 2 red stars, and it's falling in January. That's a triple red star day for her. I would say if you do nothing else, not that she hides under a rock, but if she must do something important, have situational awareness. Don't go to sleep on nobody. Pay attention to what's going on around you. And because it's not that you can't get past the day, because first of all, you can't avoid the day anyway. But it is your approach and the attitude to when things are triply aligned against you and things are triply in your favor. That's when you go for the whole enchilada, as they say. All right. So anyway, you're in a 4 personal year, which means you to get it together. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let me do this. Let me go back. This is Elias number October 25th. So Brother Elias is a Scorpio 7. His numbers are the 7, 2, and 6. So that means his opposition numbers would be the 8 primarily, and in a minor way, the number 4, although it's kind of interchangeable because this person is a water sign with a water number. So therefore, anything relating to fire, particularly, such as a 1 or 3 or 9, because actually under Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio is ruled by the number 9. But I would never give him the number 9. I would flip the 9 upside down and make it a 6 in their favor. So these are all the things I figured out. But this year, he is finding his spiritual center. This year, he's in a 7 personal year, born on the 25th. And so it just tells me that he is about the business of finding out really who he is, to get away from all the drama, all the nonsense, all the things that are holding him back, and just kind of not hide under a rock, but just get away from all you people that's bringing a lot of confusion up in this piece. That's it. Very independent, a little sarcastic, like to be their own best company, worry more than they need to, and every now and then maybe suffer with a little bit of night sweats, or call it what you will. That would be the thing. And even then, when I'm looking, well, that's his handle, Elias number, not his name altogether. But even when I look at the name Elias, he has 3 1s, I-A-N-S, under the Chaldean system. No, I'm so sorry. He has 2 1s because S is a 3 under the Chaldean system and a 1 under the Pythagorean system. This is from the class I was teaching yesterday. I'm usually used to doing Chaldean, but for the class, so it makes it easier to learn the art of numerology, I chose the more easiest of the two styles known here in the West, which is the Pythagorean system, which is 1 to 9. But those are his numbers. But he's in a day where he can find himself this year, that's for sure. Okay, Savannah Watler, thank you very much for that. They're born January the 20th at 3 a.m. in California. So if I'm looking at the chart, 12 midnight, 1, 2, you're in the second house. You cover the edge of the second house, because the first house is from 12 to 1, 1 to 2, and then the second house is from 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So your sun is in the second house. Anyway, over and above that, now this is a case when a person's born on a cusp period like this person. For example, my favorite colleague and astrologer, Kalia Washington, is born on this day under the sign of Aquarius. But I also know somebody born on this day under the sign of Capricorn. This is why you need the exact. So she gave all the information that an astrologer would need to clear up the confusion, whether she's leaning toward the last stages of Capricorn or the very beginning stages of Aquarius. All right. So for some reason, I think I'm going to go with Capricorn. Now, here's what I'm saying. If you're a Capricorn, you'll find that your numbers are the 2, 7, and 8. If you're an Aquarius, you'll find that your numbers are the 2, 7, 4, and 1 in that order. If you're a Capricorn, you'll find that your best numbers or guardian angel numbers will always be on a Monday, followed by a Friday, followed by a Saturday. But if you're born on the side of Aquarius, it means that Monday and Sundays would be more your best days. If you were born in the sign of Capricorn, it means that the months of January and March and May, July, especially in October, would be significant. But if you were born in the sign of Aquarius, it means that the months of February, followed by June, July, and August would be more significant for you. This is why you need to provide exact times where you give to astrologers like Dominic Holmes and Kalia Washington and other people I know. But be that as it may, I don't care which sign you're born under, you're in a 2 personal year. And the fact, how did I did it? I took January the 20th. Instead of her year, I substituted her year and put it in its place. You want to know about right this minute, 2024. Well, that factored up to a 2. And so that means that 2, this year is a very transitional year for you in terms of your living habits, your dietary laws, rearranging your home, also rearranging if you're in a work situation and whatnot. But I know you're 70, I think now, looking at the birthday, or just turned 70. So you may be retired, but regardless, it does indicate that right now, but you've always been very active, but neatness counts, diet counts, and good companionship counts as well. And her rising sign is Sagittarius, which I think is interesting because that will only add more of a youthful, energetic attitude and outlook in the way she does things. And this may explain why she either doesn't look her age, act her age, or feel her age too. And plus, I'm looking at all those ones in her name. Savannah, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she's got those 5. So with those 5s and 1s, I know she definitely had younger men in her life, which is none of my business, Savannah. I'm just saying, okay? Anyway, thank you for the donation. Okay, let's see who we got here. Orilla Taylor. Toya. I'm sorry for mispronouncing the last name. Okay. Well, you're a fire sign with a fire number. So what are your guardian angels? Your guardian angel is the 3, the 9, and the 6, which means your angel days are always on a Thursday, Tuesday, Friday. It also means that the months of March, April, and May, October, November, and December are always your best months. But as to your guardian angels, those side of the equation that tells you these are the days to be cautious. These are the days to approach it with a little bit of perception and an awareness. Will always be the numbers 5 and 2. All righty. And so what that means is that your more stressful or guardian angel days would be on a Wednesday. So if all the days assigned in nature, that would not be the day, unless I was one of those evil kind of numerologists. Those, I don't mean you well numerologists. I said, girl, you need to pick Wednesday. Okay. And after she come out that interview, she's gonna be looking for me like this, put her hand around my neck. Where's that guy? All right. Because that is not her best day. Not unless that Wednesday happens to be on the 3rd of the month, the 6th or the 9th of the month, where the date overshadows the day. That's the thing to understand. Because she may say, well, Thursday's my best day. But right now it's not doing that well at all. But it may be Thursday the 5th, Thursday the 14th, Thursday the 23rd, a date that overshadows her best day. And I think if you can keep this in mind, this will help you. But this is why I developed the app, so you don't have to go through all those gyrations mentally. But it took me a while to figure that out, and it took me even longer to put it in a way that it makes sense when a person downloads the app of Star 8. All right. Anyway, this is your year where actually this is a great year for you to fall in love, fall out of love, go back to school, change your hair, your lifestyle, everything. There's a lot of, this is a very interesting year for you, like it was back in 2015, 2006, 1997. Why do I say that? Because everything is cyclical. This year is 2024, which is an 8. Well, 2015 was the year of the 8. 2006 was the year of the 8. 1997 was the year of the 8. 1988 was also the year of the 8. And I can go back. Okay. So this is how it does it. Once you know those numbers, you can find them in the dates, the days, the months, the weeks, the years, as well as your age. It's just that simple. But your lucky numbers are the 8, the 3, 9, and 6. That's it. And it tells me as young, attracting older men. Right now, you definitely attract younger men. But if you marry, forget that statement. But if you do attract younger men, let us not be surprised. Okay. And then you got a lot of youthful numbers in your name as well, too. So bless you. Anyway, I'm going to take a couple of more before we do this. This person, fortunate for life, says they are moving. Are they thinking about moving, traveling to another state? Is there a certain state better than others for success? Yes. In my book on page 125, I have best places to live. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's on 125. Did I? Nope. I stand corrected, but it's somewhere around here where I have the best places to live. And that would determine the cities. But I'll tell you this, when you look at my book, since your key numbers are from the birthday you gave me, the 5th of the 12th of May would always be the 3, 6, and 9. Somewhat like Aurelia, the last person I read. Her numbers was the 3, 9, and 6. Your numbers are the 3, 6, and 9. So that means your best days are in alignment, except Thursday is hers, like hers. Next is Friday, where her second best day was Tuesday, and your third best day is Tuesday, where her third best day was Friday. But the point is, you got the same days, but in a different sequence of importance. And so in the book, you definitely look up all those numbers that are the cities that have been there for you. Or if you have a copy of my book, just go to, and I was looking at it the other day. I don't want to kind of stop what I'm doing, but at the same time, page 177. I got so many numbers in my head. If you go to page 177, not only is it best places to live by cities and states, but also further in a couple of pages after that, some of the best places to vacation on this planet. All right. And so what I would do, if you picked up the book, you pick all places that are 3 first. Then next you look at all the 6 cities. Then next you look at all the number 9 cities. So that way you can, more than likely, you may have been to some of those 3 cities, 6 cities, 9 cities. And if that's where you feel comfortable And then you got to ask yourself a couple of questions. Do I have family there? Do I know someone to help me make the transition? Because sometimes if you know no one and you don't have anybody, it might be a little bit more challenging to make that adjustment, find a place, and especially with this crazy economy, overpriced foods and whatnot. You would have to have some money to guide it, but that's how I see it. Okay, I need to do one more, and then I'm going to leave it alone. Um, let me do this to see if anybody made a contribution. Um, Jennifer said, she said July was one of her months, and she said when she booked the reading, it was on July the 9th. Thank you very, very much. Makes sense. Yes. Yeah. A lot of the numbers make sense. The numbers make sense. Now, they don't have to believe in this, but I tell people, and I've got this. I tell anybody who's listening right now, if you don't believe in numbers, can you please send me your paycheck? I'll give you my address, okay? Where you can send it. Send it to Lloyd Strayhorn. Just send it to New York City, okay? But I know, and I've been waiting for a whole long time. Nobody's not going to send a check. But anyway, I'll take this last one here. And it's kids. They said they had the pleasure of meeting me a few times years ago, and they are born on January the 5th. And they're born at 9:04 p.m. So that means they're on the other side. So that means they're somewhere around about the sixth or the fifth house. But nonetheless, be that as it may, they are a Capricorn 5, which means their best numbers or angel numbers are always the 5, the 8, and the 6 in that order. And that means their best days or angelic days, I will call it, is always on a Wednesday, a Saturday, and a Friday. All right. So if I look for the guardian angel numbers, that is those numbers that will probably cause a lot of drama or to them, it would be the number 3, followed by the 3, followed by the number 4. So therefore, those those antagonistic days, or I call them cautionary days, so you don't be in a panic mode. It just means pay attention. That's all it means. Just pay attention. And so your cautionary days or guardian angel days to be aware would always be on a Thursday first, followed by a Sunday second, unless it was a Thursday the 5th, Thursday the 6th, Thursday the 8th, where that date overpowers that stressful day that's supposed to be yours. And that's how that works. And this year, you're in a cycle of change. So, you think of the Alpha and the Omega. And so the midway point is right here. So you're at the midway point in your 9-year journey. So that means this is a time for you to make a paradigm shift in the way you've been doing things. Should you go left? Should you go right? Whichever way, it's about making important changes for you. All righty. And again, your key numbers are the 5, the 8, and the 6. Or I would have said the 5, 6, and 8, but 8 is secondary. That's your secondary number. Anyway, I wanna thank everybody very much for doing this. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody who may have missed a donation, because at least I'd like to acknowledge that. I don't want to leave out anybody. I think I did, because I don't want anybody to feel, well, I gave you and you didn't call me. I don't know. I'm doing the best I can. And so that's why I tell people, see, here's Tiffany Bass. I didn't see her. Thanks, Tiffany. 888. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. I don't want people to think I've ignored them. And if people do feel that way, what I'm saying is, if I call you, if I don't call you, then don't send nothing. It's that way we even, because I don't want to feel some kind of way because you felt I've ignored you. I don't. That's not my mission. I'm here to help people, not to cause no drama. So this is a Forest Eva. I thank you very, very much for the donation. And they says, could I analyze their name? Well, I tell you this, you've got 3 2s in your name, which tells me you're very picky and fussy about your eating habits, your dietary laws. It tells me your family members are normally lawyers, doctors, scientists, entrepreneurs, managers, supervisors, directors, or a lot of your family members come under the constellation of Aries, Aquarius, and whatever. This is exactly how I taught the class yesterday at Mystic University. So I suggest you go there and check it out to see how I do it. And okay, I think that's it. I think for the most part, um, everybody have a very. Whoop! Did I miss somebody? Oh, I did. I did. I think I did. And anyway, Moses Gassel, thank you so much for the donation because I've got to get off this phone. I mean, not the phone. I've got to get off the show. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the donation. Much appreciated, very much. And she did it twice, I think. If so, thank you very much. And international. See, I didn't see this. Okay. They were born 10/10/80 at 7:42 p.m. on a full moon. So that means if they were Libra, the moon was in the opposition sign of Scorpio, because that's the only way it could be a full moon. All right. Their father was born on the 17th, and their granddaughter was born on the 7th. So Libras run through your family, which means sixes are very strong. But your case, your numbers are the 1, 4, and 9. Your father's numbers are the 8, 6, and 3. And your granddaughter's numbers are the 7, 2, and 6. Those are the numbers. But you are in a year to jumpstart your life and do things new. Your father's in a year where he's doing a lot of growing up. And as for your granddaughter, I'd make sure she keeps her head in the books, because this is the kind of year she's in. All right. So thank you very much. I didn't see those things. So, okay, everybody, I think I have to wrap this up. And yeah, I do. And James Johnson. Okay, thank you. I want to let everybody know again that again, I do thank uh, Monica Bay yesterday. The class was awesome. I think there was about close to 20 students or more in the class. And we spent about almost 2 hours. It was very, very light. And I didn't even scratch the surface. It was just that much. But if you want to register to join the class or view the course, at least part one of what I did, go to sign up at mysticuniversity.net/courses. Okay. And in the reverse order, I want to say the show has been sponsored by Jazz Aphrodite, who's having a cardiology course coming up on the 18th. Miss Kimberly on Manifest on Purpose. I enjoy listening to her shows every morning, Wednesday. And it's interesting. We both have days that are Monday and Wednesday. This is a coincidence because I didn't even know the sister like that. But hers is in the morning on Mondays and Wednesdays. Mine is in the evening on Mondays and Wednesdays. But it's her lesson today was about oh man, it skips me. I'll have it in a minute. The cheat code. That's what it was, about the cheat code, how to tap into your cheat code. And of course, saving the best, Monique, of Nicholas, Brooklyn. You should go to their store. I challenge anybody to go in there and just buy one item. I say you can't. Her store is just like that. Books, crystals, magnets, vitamins, oils. I mean, incense. I mean, it's just like, can I get another one of these? And I've been going there for years. I have not gone in there one time and not bought something. You think that I'd have got something and I'll get something else, but that's the kind of store it is. But I thank her from the bottom of my heart. And I want to tell her congratulations for 50 years of being in business. She's really great. Okay. All right. I think everybody, that is it for the meantime. By the way, this coming Monday, I'm going to have an astrologer on, my good buddy, Dominic Holmes, because there's going to be a new moon coming up, and he's going to be talking about the new moon ritual. And Taurus rules the sign of money. It rules the second house. That's the house of possession, money. So he's going to have a ritual. So you know I got to have him up in this piece, okay? And this is the link. Nope. Sorry. There's another link I have. Where is it? So if you want to find out about the link, just take a screenshot, please, and he will be there. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to have Sasha. And Sasha is a divine healer and transformer. That's going to be very interesting. She makes teas and herbs, and it's going to be interesting. So everybody, I do want to thank you all very, very much for joining me this evening. All of you have a great weekend. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you then. Bye.